And we're his friends. We wanted to do J-pop as a joke. Basically, we do camera music as an afternoon sport, and we're all home together. And just one day, I was saying to my other friends, I was like, "Yo, watch out for P-Jong and friends. We're like the hottest new band on campus." And then I realized, oh, like if I'm gonna say that, I actually have to make that happen. So we decided that we wanted to do J-pop. Really excited to bring classical music to Grasshopper. And if you can tell, so our elements, Maggie is water, Claire, I'm earth, I'm fire. He's supposed to have.
Wait, where's your tie?
It's in my bag.
Go, okay.
And he has a silver sequin tie. And yeah, so we are all four elements.
Hi, my name is Rania. I'm an upper, and I'm part of the Wind Trio act in Grasshopper, which is a ballet performance. We're performing to a piece of classical music, which we felt represented and embodied the element of wind. So all three of us have had extensive experience in classical ballet training, and I believe we are the first ballet performance in Grasshopper, and we felt that we really wanted to promote ballet and also to promote dance as a sport and dance in general on campus. And our performance is entirely choreographed by us, and it takes inspiration from a lot of different classical ballets and composers.
So my act is traditional Chinese martial arts. It's called Wuzhu in Chinese, and basically it's just a sword dance and also fans. I've been doing martial arts since I was around 5 years old, and so it's been quite a long time. Kung Fu is kind of like, it has to be smooth and it has to have a bit of like it has to be flexible and fluid. So this kind of fits into the air theme, and then also my fan, obviously, it's like air.
So this year for Grasshopper, we kind of strayed away from our typical route of doing a very energetic, upbeat K-pop dance, and we're going to do traditional Chinese dance, basically fulfilling APAC's original mission to spread traditional culture to this campus.
Yeah, so I think when we were choreographing this piece, we were definitely very inspired by the element. So we chose air, and so, for example, like our costumes, we wear a lot of white clothing, very flowy fabric. We're holding a piece of cloth just to encapsulate like air in general, and I would say like our choreography is very much like smooth wind or soft wind. So there's just a lot of flowy, graceful movements in it, lots of jumps, just again encapsulating air as a whole.
I got a feeling this is the end. Can we just stop and start it over again? Go back in time and make a new plan.
So we're a saxophone and vocal duet, and we're singing Crimea River by Michael Bublé. We're
playing Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald
Yeah.
original. The inspiration is we wanted to do a jazz kind of song because we wanted to do saxophone and vocals together. So I think the inspiration is just us wanting to work together.
The song's name is Crimea River, so we're the water element. We're really trying to channel sort of like the ebb and flow of jazz music and sort of like past, I guess, American songbook pop music. It's a really, really nice tune, and we want to do it justice. So, yep.
So our Grasshopper act is basically we use poi, which are just LED bulbs on the end of strings, and you can spin them, they glow in the dark, and that's basically the bulk of our act. Okay, so originally Photon's element was technically everything, and so what we really went with was kind of nature related stuff. So for one section of our act, it's just really seasons themed. We have a 4 seasons kind of section, and then the beginning of the act is really water themed. You can see that kind of more in the colors, and the second half of the act is more air themed, which is also in the colors.
TEMPTED, tempted. I was tempted by
We're singing a medley or a mashup of Lose My Breath by Destiny's Child and Waterfalls by Chen.
Basically, since our theme is elements, we wanted to be able to be a mixture of 2 different elements, so water and air. That's why Lose My Breath goes first, the air element, and then Waterfalls is the water.
So we're an Austin fellow group, and we're a group of 15. So I think the priority of our group is just getting as many soloists out there and giving the people as many chances as they can to show the talent of the group. I'm really proud, and I think I can speak for all of us. We're really proud of all the talent in our group.
It's gonna be alright. Yeah, yeah. How can you tell? Yeah, yeah. I feel it in my heart. Yeah, yeah.
For this year, we are doing a Hosier medley. We are singing Work Song by Hosier, and then Take Me to Church, and then Too Sweet. So we're singing those 3 songs together. And this act is kind of inspired by some aspirations Speed and I had at the end of last year. We were kind of looking to sing more grounded, more kind of earthy, not related to the elements theme of Grasshopper quite yet, kind of songs, and kind of getting an idea of how downbeat can enhance our sound and sound a little bit almost not creepy, but just kind of experiment with different vibes. And that is kind of what we're hoping to emulate this year, those aspirations.
And more than anything, in our time here, downbeat has always been a place of harmony and unity. And I think that's something amazing that while a lot of other acapella focus on soloists, and we really focus on our sound. And there's no one more amazing than that, than Hosier. Which, it was great that it was the elements, because Hosier is such a, not only is he a folk and alternative singer, but all of his songs relate to his own experiences and connecting the earth in a way of he's a, folk music is a very earthy genre. And mostly, we're trying to give you the feeling of what it means to be grounded in who you are and grounded in your belief systems.
think it's time to see the other side, the other side.
This year for Grasshopper, we are doing Counting Stars by One Republic, and I think the biggest inspiration for our piece this year is the idea of Footnotes has a reputation of always doing something exciting and very different than our last performance. So if you saw our last one, we did a contemporary kind of smooth jazz piece. So we're going on the complete other end of the spectrum with this one.
We were hoping for like a poppy piece, and I know that Alex had always had Counting Stars on his list of songs for tap dances, and so we were really excited to finally on the table and then choose it. And also in relation to this year's theme, which is elements, we know that tap is a very grounded dance already, so we wanted to continue with that and go with not only Earth but also the world around us with the stars.
Yeah, again, just kind of adding on to what Emma said, our song kind of talks about like looking around and appreciating the world around you and appreciating the people that you have, and we thought that that was a really big part of what makes Earth and what makes the social aspect of Earth and not just physically, and that's kind of what we were going for, is conveying not just the physical green aspect of our Earth, but also what comes with being someone who lives here and who experiences things here, and also just because we really, really were excited to finally be able to use this song because we've kind of been having it in our back pocket for quite a while now.
Fusion is an Afro-Caribbean and Latinx dance group, so we wanted to represent all three cultures that represent
And showcases, yeah. So our element is fire, and we chose songs that represent like a kind of a storytelling.
Yeah. We have different demographics represented. We have Africans, we have Caribbeans, and we also represent Hispanic populations. And so with those three cultures combining and intermixing, we wanted to demonstrate this cultural osmosis through the songs that we chose. The first is an Afrobeat song. The next two are reggaeton, and the last one is dance. So they all kind of work. It's a Burning of Fire. Azimuth's kind of the spark. Fire songs really getting hot. You can see that progress in our second song, La Morena. So now things are hard, and we want to shift kind of to the social part of it. So we got Philly, which is our senior piece. You can see the seniors have kind of silhouette, and that should embody the sultry stain. And because the fire gets put out immediately, it doesn't softly go down. We wanted to finish our piece so we finish the 16. Yeah, just very upbeat, very powerful.
Like overall, our piece kind of represents a flame. So you can think of it as like you strike the matchbox, that's your starting point, and then it's growing, it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's like glowing a little. And when fire gets really hot, it's more blue, which is seen through our lighting. And then again, as I say, it just gets put out. Well,
This year in Grasshopper is a cover by We're covering Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Correct.
It's always a really responsible team. All of us are always on time. Always early. Never 5 minutes late to every single rehearsal. And Jacob is always there for every rehearsal.
Yes.
And I just want to clarify that I don't partake in the sarcasm. I actually am. I'm kidding. She's lying. Our act is very related to the theme fire because first of all we are really fire. Second of all, our act is very vibrant. Bars.
Walking on Sunshine is a really energetic song. It represents like the fire and the passion and like all of the good vibes of like summer and all of that very like happy, vibrant energy going. And what is that?
So, we're not exactly dressed, or I'm not exactly dressed in costume right now, but our costume we're gonna do is beach vibes.
And you can tell by my little flower right here. 90s retro beach. No, 60s.
Yes.
60s beach vibes. Yes, I know my jacket. Okay. Our inspiration is Barbie, the movie Barbie, and the war where like all the men fight. That's like our inspiration.
Fired up.
No, guys. It's gonna be Lady Yo.
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 Hi, we are the theater and dance producers for the year 24-25. And my name's Sophic. I'm doing lighting and some work backstage for Grasshopper this year.
I'm Michelle, I'm a dance producer, and I'm doing stage managing.
I'm Adele, I'm also a dance producer, and I'm getting the groups and bringing them on stage.
I'm Karishma, I'm also a dance producer, and I'm handling the curtains and backstage stuff.
I'm Sebastian, I'm a theater producer, and I'm doing sound and some backstage stuff just like Sonic.
So we started planning this year's production of Grasshopper in the spring with kind of brainstorming concepts and ideas for themes. We ultimately decided on the elements, which are fire, earth, water, and air, and we thought this would be really cool because you could represent it through lighting, costumes, music, sound, and all sorts of different visual concepts like that. It's been a really fun process overall. We had our first round of auditions where we got back to school. Groups prepared about 30 seconds of either choreography or a music piece, or we have a lot of other variety acts such as sword dancing and Irish step dancing, which are really cool. We love the diversity in the show. From there, we had a couple more rounds of auditions where we had a rubric that we assessed everyone based on. And I think that was a really good way to streamline communication with the groups and make sure that everything was really crystal clear between us, the faculty, and the groups who were auditioning. This past week we've been doing tech, and that has been a really great experience both for us as producers to kind of get to know each other and learn kind of backstage. My position in shows is usually as a dancer, so this was something that I've never done before, and there was a lot of learning to be done, but I think it's been a really great experience, and it's taught me a lot about working with people, leadership, and kind of tech stuff in general. Even though that's not my primary job, I've still witnessed a lot of that stuff happening. It's also been really fun to work with the groups and kind of see their dances and songs and music performances progress over the time. We've been giving really targeted feedback, and they've been fantastic at implementing it. And yeah, it's just been a really great and fun learning experience and enjoyable performance overall. And I'm really glad with how the show has gone so far.
Grasshopper has definitely been one of the biggest tasks that I've taken on at Andover, and I'm sure most of the producers would say the same. But I've definitely loved the process so far. You definitely get to learn how to work together with the team, work together with the faculty especially. And I think overall it was a really good process. We were able to say there was a disagreement, we were really good at just figuring out a middle ground with that. And I think really my favorite part of the whole process was just getting to know more people in the community, especially our fellow producers. Our first day of tech, we were stuck in a room together for 9 straight hours, and that definitely makes you become a lot closer to them. And yeah, I would say overall a really fun process, even though it was a lot of hard work with it. But yeah, I mean, as a lot of the other producers have said, the end result has been really special. Just seeing all the performances go out there and take the feedback that we've been giving them, and I'm really proud of them.
Grasshopper for me has been a really important part of my Andover experience. I know that for a lot of kids when they first come to Andover, they really look up to Grasshopper as almost a symbol of everything that's possible when you come here. There are people who do things that you may have never even heard of. We have a sword dancer, we have Photon who uses boy lights. It's absolutely insane, and it's just a wonderful culmination of the campus culture of everybody can do something really well, and we all want to celebrate that. Because of that, I think that Grasshopper this year has just been such an amazing experience to get to know everyone in the cast and to get to kind of understand where they're coming from as they prepare their performances. And I feel like it's been a really excellent community building exercise for the theater and dance department. And I feel as though it's been really enlightening to be able to see all the different groups instead of be only part of it. Yeah.
I was saying, it's been a lovely experience to get to know all of these people, and we've had to yell at each other, work through some really difficult decisions, and it's always tough to manage this. But at the end of the day, when you see like the lights go on, the first band come in, and like all the dance groups do their thing, it's such a nice warm feeling. And I am so grateful to have had this experience and been able to be part of this shared adventure.
Theatrically, I typically come into performing spaces as an actor, meaning I go onto stage to make art, if you will. And Grasshopper was a new experience for me because I wasn't filling that role and was working more as a logistical coordinator of sorts for making the show happen. But I think deep within my heart, I believe that logistics is an art because it requires a great deal of sort of precision and an ability to track things to put on a show as big as Grasshopper. A lot of my colleagues have mentioned that we started planning for this in the spring, and it's just sort of been from the moment that we landed on campus, Grasshopper has been non-stop. We've been sending out emails and communicating with faculty and performers and each other. I think a lot of the times, logistical feats such as this feel like you're herding cats because you have like you have so many performers who are all doing very different things, and you need to help ensure that these performers are putting like the best version of their art out there on stage. And I think for this reason, Grasshopper is really, really rewarding because up until the first show in Grasshopper, you are panicking constantly. You have no idea what you're doing. I know that I learned lights for this show the day we started doing lights. But I think when the curtain first comes up and the lights turn on for your first show, there's this really magical feeling that like, we did this. We finally made it happen. And not just us, the performers too, who worked so hard to create all this really great art to put out on stage. I think that is really the magic of performing.